Okay, welcome back. I'm Penny. I am a gymnastics coach by day and an adult gymnast by night. Quick update. I have had a bit of a lack of training lately due to life, work things. Work things, and I stubbed my toe a couple of weeks ago and it still hurts. Those kinds of things. So they have affected my motivation. Yeah, I have not been pushing myself. We have not been committed. We have not been dedicated. But as of last week, I am officially on the New South Wales Sharks Pro Team for AGC, which means I will be competing in July for my first comp of the year. I will be competing, and so that means I've got to train. So we're going to go to the gym now. The gym is empty because it's school holidays, and I'm going to do some basics. We're going to do some flex, and we're going to start the journey back to being the best gymnast I can be. Yeah. Righto. I've already had a stretch, a roll, and I am doing some splits on my bad leg and then my good leg holding onto a bar overhead. I find this helps me be more comfortable in splits, but it also helps keep my upper body nice and tall, which is going to help for when I do leaps. All right. I've got another goal for the foreseeable future to get my back walkovers back. So I've dislocated my shoulder 5 times, and it happens when I'm in this position that you can see in my bridge. So the fact that I can do a bridge is a bit of a miracle. But bridge doesn't actually stretch my shoulders. It stretches like my stomach muscles and my hip flexors, which is part of the reason why I feel like I really need to do it. So going to bring back bridges, and like I said, the goal is back walkovers, which even though I have that injury history in my shoulder, I think I should be able to do. You might be able to see when I do these front walkovers that my hands are staggered and I take one hand off the ground before the other. So I'm not really using my shoulder flexibility to make this walkover happen. It's kind of, I think like some people call them a tinsika, which is kind of like a cross between like a walkover and a cartwheel, and I'm very one-sided. But the goal is to get those better. Next up, we did some handstand holds. I think this was maybe my third one. I have been coming back from like a long-term wrist injury. Like I did a funny back handspring on beam last year, and it's just been a niggle ever since. So I have been wearing wrist guards, but I tried to do 3 30-second plus handstand holds. I like to do them on a firmer surface rather than like the softer floor. I find it more unstable. Then I did forward handstand hold on beam. I did 2 of these, same thing, trying to hold for 30 seconds plus. Actually, really, really love forward handstand holds on beam. They're quite challenging, and the narrow hand position, I think, is like really good practice for acro skills on beam. And then I did side handstand hold as well. These are obviously a little bit easier because you do have a wider base of support in a side handstand. So I was trying to do 2 30-second side handstand holds, thinking about alignment, pushing up very, very tall, keeping my legs really, really tight, pointing my toes, all of those good things to help me gain that little bit more neatness for when I do start doing routines. My wrists feel heaps more comfortable in this side handstand position as well. And I think so. I last year competed a jump to handstand mount on beam, and I do like this drop down thing, but I think it's really good to be able to do a handstand straddle down on beam as well. Next up, did some handstand walking. Once again, I did or had already done a set of these. So I was trying to get the full length of the vault strip, which is obviously 25 meters, but there was some crash mats close to the end. I was focusing here on keeping my legs really, really tight and trying to use my hands evenly, trying not to favor that left wrist and keep my weight off it, which I have been doing, even though it's not really sore. I kind of am just doing it because I'm scared of it hurting. But I got to the end, then grabbed a 25-kilo weight plate, and I did halfway on one hand, halfway on the other hand. This is a very good core exercise. If you do any carries, like one-sided carries, you'll feel the whole other side of your body light up in order to counterbalance the weight being on that side. So you want to try and keep everything as even as possible. You don't want to lean. You want to stay nice and tall and straight. And then I'm coming back with my second set of handstand walking. Definitely, I think this is after 2 or 3 floor handstand holds, 2 or 3 beam forward handstand holds, side handstand holds, and so my upper body was getting pretty tired. But I am finding when I tumble that I feel really loose, and I am definitely not as tight in my handstand positions, and I can kind of feel it in my handstand walking. So that's why I want to try to concentrate on getting that body tension and that push up through my shoulders when I'm just doing handstand holds and handstand walking, and hopefully that will translate to my tumbling. Went to the Tramp to do some split jumps. I think these are totally underrated. I think split jumps on the Tramp are so helpful. But as with most things with gymnastics or any kind of training, you need to do it with intention. So the first few were on my good leg, and I'm very tight in that end range at 180. And then I do some on my bad leg just because I think it's very good for asymmetries, and it's good for keeping your body a little bit more aligned to do it on both sides. And then I was doing some switch jumps as well. However, because I didn't have socks on and I'm not used to jumping on the Tramp, the little squares in the Tramp bed were like making my feet sting. So I took it over to the tumble Tramp for the last few, just concentrating on getting that chest up really tight, keeping my legs really squeezed, and trying to pull with my quad and my hamstring and my glute to get my hips up out of the back. All done. Basics all finished. Yeah, body isn't feeling fabulous, but just means there's plenty of room for improvement. It's never nice realizing how far you have to go, but 6 months till I want to be at my peak, we can do it. Thanks again for tuning in. Do all of the things, the likes, the comments, the subscribes, and follow me on my socials. I'm on Instagram at gymnast.fit, and I'm on TikTok. I think my name is Penny Smith, or my handle is Penelope JS. See you in the next video.